Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So in this video we are going to do some pick a card readings for energetic blocks. So we are going to look at what your energetic block, what your biggest energetic block is right now, where it could be stemming from, and what you can do about it. So if you find that you are feeling blocked in some way, shape, or form, this might be a reading that is helpful to you. Please keep in mind that these are general readings. They are not personalized to anybody. They are very general. And so they might not resonate with everybody. If they resonate with you, perfect. Please take it. If it does not resonate with you, that's okay too. It won't resonate with everybody. As I said, it's a general reading. If you guys would like a personal reading with me, I will put the link to my Etsy in the description as well as in the comments to this video. So you guys can purchase a reading from there with me if you would like a private reading with me. And on that note, let's jump right into this and get going. So we're going to jump into this. I'm going to throw the graphic up and you guys can comment which cards you're drawn to and which reading you want, and then we'll jump into the readings. Let me see my picture. So here's the graphic. We're going to be using a combination of runes, planetary runes, and cards. So comment which one you are drawn to. There is Jupiter, Uranus, and Ceres. Ceres. So I'll give a few minutes for that, and then we'll jump into these readings. So I already have the cards pre-shuffled as well. It's just, I find it's easier that way. So cards pre-shuffled as well. Okay. Okay. So we'll give it another minute or so and then we'll jump in. So guys, let me know, which one are you drawn to? 1, 2, or 3? Which pile? I'm not sure if you can see the runes very clear, but I tried. 1, perfect. Okay. So we're going to jump into these readings. I'm going to take that down. And I'm going to flip back over to my comments so I can see what you guys are typing in. Okay, so the first pile that we had was the Jupiter rune. So this is what the glyph of Jupiter looks like in a natal. You'll have to excuse my nails, they're a little dirty. We'll hide those. So in a natal chart or in an astrological chart, that's what the glyph of Jupiter looks like. It looks like a 4. I like Jupiter. So Jupiter in astrology has to do with abundance and expansion, particularly. So I feel like for those of you who chose pile 1, there is definitely some energetic blocks around expansion or abundance. I felt like for a lot of you guys, it's not expansion, it's more abundance. But then my guides were like, abundance and expansion are kind of the same thing, right? When you are expanding something, you're growing it. To have an abundance of something, it means you have a lot of it or a massive amount of it. You've grown it. So they kind of fall around the same thing. But I do feel that this was mostly an energetic walk around abundance. So we had some cards come up that also we'll look into further. But the cards that came up, we have the Ace of Wands reversed that came up. We had some cards that fell out together as well. Hold on. So we have the Four of Pentacles, or sorry, oh my goodness, the Four of Wands, not the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands reversed. Then we had the King of Wands reversed, or upright. I don't know why. I want to talk backwards today. And then we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. So those all came out together. And then we had the Lovers reversed. We had quite a few cards that came out with this one too. Then behind that, there was the Six of Swords reversed. The Knight of Cups reversed. The Tower upright. The Ten of Wands reversed. The Three of Swords reversed. Into the World reversed. So the first part of what I pulled cards on was to find out more about the block with the Jupiter. And the card I pulled when I asked what was this block all about was the Ace of Wands. So for you guys, for those of you who chose pile number one, I feel like this block has to do with creating abundance or creating expansion in some sort. And this is why I felt like this was an abundance thing, because you want to create, you want to expand something, but you're having issues creating that expansion. I feel like for a lot of you, there's something in your lives that you are craving more of, but you don't know necessarily how to start that process or how to draw in more of whatever it is that you are wanting. Okay. So there's definitely a huge block for pile ones. That's your big block, is creating abundance. I wanted to know where this block comes from. So what I got for that was the Four of Wands reversed with the King of Wands and the Six of Pentacles reversed. What I was getting from that is that this has come from energy within your energy that you've been surrounded by for a very long time. I don't feel like this was past life energy. I feel like this was energy that you grew up with or were surrounded by growing up. So this could be energy from other people, particularly in the environment. I feel like for most of you, this could have been a home environment, because fours do connect to homes and communities and families. So it could have been a family member or just a home environment in general, or even, like I said, just the environment that you grew up in, the environment that you called home as a child, right? A lot of this energy was projected at you in regards to like greed. So at some point, you guys were surrounded by, I feel like for some of you, okay, you grew up in an environment where there was a lot of like either wealthy people around you or people around you that had whatever you're trying to cultivate, grow, and expand in abundance of in your life right now. And at some point, the reason why you have this block is because at some point in your life growing up, you've seen that, but you've seen negative aspects of that, okay? So whatever it was, I feel like a lot of you, for some weird reason, this is a lot of this is, I feel like money, but I don't feel like it's money for everybody. But I feel like most of this energy is money energy. Um, so you grew up in an environment where you were around people who had it and it had a negative impact on them. Okay. So they either became greedy, selfish, um, power hungry, you know, they just took advantage of it. They didn't value it and it had a negative effect. So what happened with pile ones, actually I should put that up here. So what happened with pile ones is that you guys started connecting this energy of abundance to that. So if this is money, like I'm not going to say this is money for everybody, but I feel like money is for a lot of people. So if this is a money block that you're experiencing, you're trying to draw in an abundance of money, or at least to draw in and expand your money situation at the moment, and you're having troubles creating the money you seek, it's because you've learned at a young age that money, you've been around people who misused money, and you learned that money was a bad thing, right? So your child, your inner child, or subconscious part of you, even your subconscious is like, no, like you develop the subconscious belief of money equals greed, or money equals negativity, or whatever it is that you're trying to cultivate equals something negative, right? So whenever you try to draw that energy in, it doesn't work because your mind, your subconscious is like, no, 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 this is going to make you really negative. So you can't pull that energy in. Does that make sense? I feel like some of you, like I said, this was greed. Like you've seen somebody misuse this. I feel like for another part of people watching this reading, you guys are on the opposite end of the spectrum where you grew up lacking whatever it is that you were trying to draw in now. And because of that, you were told that a lot of this is beliefs. So you were told or had the energy in this environment of like, I kept hearing the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's why I think most of this is around money, because all the examples they're giving me is around money. Another example they gave me was money doesn't grow on trees, right? The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And this is energies that you were surrounded with that you learned to absorb. These are beliefs that you absorbed. So subconsciously, this energy of the rich get richer, the poor get poor. If you're poor now, or you're in financial issues, right? Maybe you're not poor, but you're not where you want to be and you believe yourself to be poor. You have that belief that the poor stay poor, that you can't get yourself out of this, right? Poor stay poor, rich stay rich. Again, cultivates at its core this energy of being stuck. Nothing changes. It's this subconscious belief that things can't change, which we all know is not true. So this is where this is stemming from. Even the belief or the saying, money doesn't grow on trees. I don't know how many times I heard that growing up. How many of you heard that growing up? I heard it all the time, right? When you think about it, it doesn't really mean a lot until you stop to think about the undertones of it. And this is what my guides were really pulling through to me today, to stop and think of the undertones of the energies that you're putting out there. It's a subconscious programming. Trees, what do trees represent? A lot of times, growth, the ability to grow something, right? The ability to cultivate something. If you say money doesn't grow on trees on a subconscious level, that's telling your subconscious, that's telling your conscious, that seeps into your subconscious, that you can't grow or cultivate money in your life. It's not possible. That's where this is stemming from, is the energies that surrounded you. So for some of you, you were surrounded with people who had what you are trying to cultivate now, and you've seen a lot of negativity come from it. So you were like, an example of that would be, somebody trying to cultivate money now, but they were surrounded by rich people. And how many times have you said, I don't want to be like that person? Or I don't want to be rich? Like, I've come across some people who were very much surrounded by well-off people growing up, and they've seen how greedy and selfish that some people can be. Now, I'm not saying all well-off people are like this, because that's not true. But they seen the negative aspect, and then growing up, they were like, I don't ever want to be rich. I don't want to have money because I don't want to become that. And that's some of my pile ones, right? Where you've seen it and you're like, it's negative, so I don't want to cultivate that. As a child, that was your programming. I don't want to cultivate it. So now that you do want to cultivate it, you're having problems cultivating it because there's a part of you that still believes that you don't want it. For other people, you grew up having a lack of whatever it is you're trying to cultivate now, and you're still having troubles cultivating it because of beliefs, again, and energy that you kind of absorbed from the environments you grew up in. Okay, so again, that belief money doesn't grow on trees, or the rich get richer and the poor grow poorer, right? We either stay stuck. Both of those connotate not being able to cultivate anything, right? It's being stuck in things. So then you cultivate this subconscious belief of things can't change. So what do we do to change that? You have to do some shadow work, okay? Because this is a subconscious belief or subconscious energy, you have to do some shadow work. We have the Lover's card coming up reversed, okay? So the Lover's card is talking about choices, but the Lover's card is also connection. Why do you connect to this belief so much? Why is there a connection to this belief? You need to reflect on what has connected you to this belief in the first place and why you've even cultivated this belief. Why is there a connection to it? Once you can understand what it is that connects you to this, it's going to help you move away from this, because whatever is keeping you stuck right now, this card will be righted. But right now, you're stuck because you don't have an understanding of what's cultivating this belief, what's causing this belief, right? You don't have an understanding of why this belief is so impactful on you. So once you understand once you understand why that belief is so impactful, you'll be able to figure out how to move on from it. You will know the steps to take to move on from it. You won't feel so stuck anymore. Okay? I feel like once you understand the subconscious programming of this belief, it'll be like a aha moment for you where everything lights up. And the Tower card, I don't feel like everything's going to crumble for you. I feel like this belief will crumble over time as you learn to do the shadow work and you work through the subconscious programming that's contributed to believing this belief, why you can't cultivate abundance. But I do feel like this will be like aha, like everything will make sense. You know what I mean? Have you ever had those moments where you've struggled to understand something and then you've read something somewhere or somebody had said something and they've worded it in a way that it like lights you up and you're like, oh my God, I've never thought of it that way, but that makes perfect sense. Now I understand it. Now it's clear, right? I feel like that's the type of energy that's going to come through, which will help you to find endings to this energy. It'll help you to break out of this cycle so that you can finally begin to heal from this. I feel like this is definitely a shadow work thing for those of you who chose pile one. I'm also getting to, so something else that might also help in the meantime. So I did pull this as an extra card because I felt like shadow work is a long process. So something that can also help in the process of doing the shadow work, along with doing the shadow work, is flipping the script on things. So whenever you see these negative mind-blocking beliefs coming up, when you're like saying, I can't, instead of saying I can't, start saying I can, right? Start saying, I can cultivate this, I can grow this, I can make money, I can. right? Instead of believing you can't, or you're blocked, or you're stuck. But I feel like this has to be used in conjunction with, along with this. If you do not do the shadow work, no matter how many positive affirmations you say, it's not going to do any good. The reason it won't do any good is because there's still going to be a part of you that believes you can't. So you have to work on correcting the part of you and understanding why you believe you can't have this first before these affirmations will work. Okay. But as you're working through it and you start understanding why you can't, or you believe you can't have these things, then you can start flipping the script, so to speak, on these negative beliefs as they come up. So when you start cultivating, when you say, I can't have this and I can't have that and I can't. So when you start believing that you can't have whatever you're trying to cultivate, flip the script, right? Switch it to something more positive. But again, no matter how much you say something, if you don't believe it, if there's still a part of you that doesn't believe it, then there's still a part of you that's working against that, and you still create a block. So that's why I said use it in conjunction with the shadow work, because otherwise it's going to be no good. Marcus, I am good. How are you? Okay, so that's pile number 1. So we're going to get into pile number 2. Some of these are a little more straightforward than other readings. So we're going to get into pile 2. So the rune I pulled for pile 2s was Uranus. So this is a very different depiction of Uranus. This is not the symbol. Most, I don't know if you guys can see that. Most astrological charts I have seen do not use this glyph of Uranus, but this is the glyph of Uranus that is on the runes I used. So this is upside down. Typically, when Uranus is right side up, it's that way. But this is reversed. So what came through when I pulled this was for my pile 2s, you guys are having a lot of energetic blocks around connecting to yourselves and embracing yourselves and the uniqueness that is you. So you're having some serious issues embracing your unique selves, if that makes sense, and just connecting to who you are and being comfortable in your own skin. So if any of you know anything about Uranus, it rules Aquarius, and Aquariuses are notorious for being different. They are unique. They know they're unique. They don't give a crap about how different they are. They're completely, most Aquariuses, I'm not going to say all, most Aquariuses, especially into their adulthood, once they've had time to get used to this energy, are very comfortable. They're secure in who they are. It doesn't matter. They can be thrown into a crowd of people, which is why they rule groups of people. They can be thrown into a group of people or this environment that's surrounded by craziness and still be confident in who they are because they've developed that strong sense of self. Okay, the opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo. Leo is a sign where you're still working on developing your sense of self. By Aquarius, you've developed that sense of self. It's fully developed, and now you can go out amongst other people and help them to connect to themselves. And you can take this sense of self and expand it outwards and help other people become comfortable in their own skin. And you can be in a crowd of people and still be okay with who you are, with your uniqueness, with the things that make you different. That's what Uranus and Aquarius kind of energy, Uranus rules Aquarius. So that's kind of, I felt like it was a lot of Aquarian vibes coming in. So for this group, you guys may be an Aquarius sun, an Aquarius moon, an Aquarius rising. You may have a lot of Aquarius energy in your chart, or maybe some strong placements in Aquarius. But there's definitely some Aquarian vibes coming in. So The other cards I pulled, we have the Four of Swords that came up. Okay. And in behind the Four of Swords, we have the Ace of Cups reversed. Oops. Okay, hold on. Let me put these down here so they don't fall off of wherever I'm putting them. We have the Page of Cups reversed. We have the Moon reversed. We have the Eight of Swords reversed. We have the Five of Wands reversed. We have the Six of Cups reversed. These all came out together, by the way. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Wheel reversed. So all of those came out in one big lump together. Then, what else did we have coming up? We had the Two of Cups come up. And we had the Chariot. Why are these reversed? They should not be reversed. We had the Chariot card come up along with the Hanged Man. So, first of all, I wanted to get more insight into this Uranus energy and what this blockage was. And that is where the Four of Swords came up. This great big pile. So there was a lot of insight they had to show me about this blockage. So what I got from this was just like what I said, being comfortable with who you are. Okay. So for a lot of you, what I'm seeing is a struggle to be comfortable in your own skin, to just be able to sit with yourself and be alone and be okay with that. I feel like for a lot of you, there is this sense of being who everybody else wants you to be. And then at the end of the day, when you're left by yourself, you don't know who you are anymore. Because you're so caught up in being who everyone else wants you to be that you've lost sight of who you actually are. So a lot of you struggle with this mentality, okay, because this is swords, so this is air, and it's mental. You struggle with the mentality of being okay with who you are. Does that make sense? You struggle mentally with being okay with who you are. And this leads to lack of self-love. Okay. When you're not okay with yourself, as a result of that, you don't love yourself. You're not compassionate with yourself. You definitely don't understand yourself. You don't understand your own energies. Leads to a whole lot of confusion. It leads to being stuck also and feeling mentally trapped. How am I going to word this? So for a lot of you, like you have I feel like a lot of you may have self-image issues. Okay, so for a lot of you, this may not necessarily even be like the fact that you're just different. Well, okay, this may be different and unique. I feel like for some of you, this isn't just the way you think that might be different and unique, but some of you it could be. I feel like for some of you, it could also be physically, like your physical appearance is different and unique, and the way you present yourself to the world is different and unique. The way people see you, when people look at you, you're different and unique, right? And they don't know how to react to that. And as a result, you've kind of are like, well, you just don't. It causes issues with self-love and being able to accept yourself. I feel like some of you, this could be, like I said, a physical body thing too, as well as being, being able to love who you are physically. A lot of you, I keep seeing a mirror, so I feel like some of you, there's like body dysmorphia issues where you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I'm ugly. Your body is different, it's unique, and you struggle to love it for being what it is. You when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, see all these flaws and all these things, and you kind of struggle, and that is hard, right? And then that causes you to not love yourself as much. It leads to less self-love, you know, and just issues all in general. So, oops, that's not the card I was looking for. I feel like it leads also to a lot of inner conflict with yourself. When you can't be okay with yourself, this is self-hatred came through really strong. I just heard self-hatred pulling this card. So I feel like some of you may even hate yourselves. And some of you, it's not hating your physical body, like I said, but some of you, I feel like a lot of you, it could be like body dysmorphia and just hating how you look. But I feel like some of you, it's just hating yourself in general, hating your being. And that's not cool. Like, you guys are such amazing people, but you have this you have this sense that being who you are is bad. It causes a lot of self-illusionment. It interferes with your ability to connect with other people, also emotionally. Okay. So I feel like forming balanced relationships with people, because you don't love yourself, because you don't embrace yourself, I feel like for some of you, because you struggle with this, or for a lot of you, that what is coming up is because you struggle with this, you tend to go to other people who love and embrace you and accept you for you, to bring that energy in, because you have a hard time cultivating it within yourself. So you rely on other people to give you that energy instead of working on it for yourself. This is just a deception, guys. Like, you just end up lying to yourselves. You know, what other people see in you and what you see in yourself, you project outwards what other people see, right? If we project confidence, usually other people see confidence. If we project awkwardness, you know, other people see awkwardness, which is really interesting considering the Two of Cups came up, and that was where this all stems from. So I do feel like this connects to, or can interfere with relationships, and it also connects to, we have the Wheel, which is, you know, being able to move forward with things. This kind of keeps you stuck, and it keeps you from growing, and it keeps you from evolving in a lot of ways. So this embracement of who you are is really, really impacting you in a lot of in a lot of ways, because a lot of cards came out. So this is definitely impacting you in a lot of ways. So where does this come from? I got the Two of Cups reversed. This came from you not being taught at a young age that being okay, being you, is okay. So for people with a lot of Aquarius energy and even Uranus energy in general, they're weird. They're different. Uranus, if you dig into the actual planet of Uranus, it spins very differently from all the other planets in the solar system. So most planets in the solar system have an axis that it spins on that is slightly tilted, but it's upright, right? Uranus has an axis that's so tilted that instead of, you know, the Earth sits on and it goes around like that, right, on its axis, Uranus's axis is so tilted that Uranus goes like this. So it looks like it's spinning on its side instead of spinning around. So it's different from all the other planets. It's also the first planet that is outside of the solar system of being able to be seen by the naked eye. So as a child, you guys, like, this stems from childhood as well. You guys were told that being different is a bad thing, that people are never going to like you for who you are, that you have to blend in with society, that you have to accept society's rules and standards and all that BS about. So it was really in your environment you were taught that you have to blend in, that you have to be acceptable to some degree, that you have to, that being who you are is not good because you were different and you didn't blend in with society, you didn't blend in with the norms, and you were chastised for that. I feel like for a lot of you, you were like, people found it hard to connect with you as well because you were different. And they're like, I don't know how to talk to you. I don't know how to connect with you. So you learned, either if you weren't chastised for it, there was definitely an issue with connecting with other people, whether they felt they couldn't connect with you or you were told that you were, being who you are isn't good. Whatever the case may be, you were chastised for being who you are. So you learned to disconnect yourself from yourself in a lot of ways in order to be who everyone else wants you to be. So you shoved parts of yourself that weren't acceptable or that people couldn't relate to away and into your shadow in order to become somebody that people could relate to. And in the process, you lost yourself. And this is why there's such an energetic blockage with connecting to your authenticity, connecting to your uniqueness, connecting to yourself. So now you're trying to pull all the pieces back together to reconnect with yourself, and it's not working. Well, it's not working because you still have, on some level, this belief that being you is not okay. And that's what you need to work on. So how do you work on that? This is what the cards say. We have the Hanged Man coming up. And we have the Chariot coming up. Okay. So with the Hanged Man reversed, this is really working on heart chakra. Perception, working on the perception of yourself as well as opening your heart chakra, because your heart chakra is love. And whether we can't love other people or we can't love ourselves, it's unconditional love, right? So it doesn't matter who, what, when, where, why, or how. It just wants to love. And when we can't love in whatever form that is, our heart chakra ends up blocked and there's imbalances in it. So part of this is working on clearing out that heart chakra and shifting your perspective on yourself. So some of you, if this is physical body dysmorphia, it might be just a matter of standing in front of the mirror and, really looking at yourself and seeing the beauty within yourself that other people see. For others, if this is just issues around, just hatred of your personality in general, learning to embrace those qualities that are unique about you. Like this Hanged Man, I hate to say it, but this dude is not normal. I mean, it's like the Green Man turned upside down, right? The dude's green, he's covered in leaves, but you can see at the center of his chest, that heart chakra is wide open. So he doesn't care what the hell he looks like. It doesn't matter. He's different. He knows he's different and he embraces that. Why? Because he has a different perspective. He's hanging upside down. He doesn't see things the same way other people do. He knows he's different. He's aware he's different, but he loves himself even though he's different. That's his perspective. I am who I am and I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks. When you can learn to take control like that, that's what's going to help you to move forward. This is also, the Chariot has to do with Cancer energy, which has to do with security, house, home, feelings, emotions, the heart. A lot of this connects to the heart. But I also got the moon is the mind as well, and how open and receptive we are to things. So it is embracing, loving, and nurturing who we are at the core of who we are on deeper levels. We have to, you guys are going to have to dig deep for this. I don't, but I feel like a lot of it is just perceptive work, changing that perception, changing the way you think, changing the way you see yourself, and embracing more of that self-love. Okay? Embracing more of that self-love. Practice self-love techniques. You can do heart chakra clearings. But again, if you feel different too, you have to change it on all levels. So you can't just change it on one level. I feel like this has to do with perception as well, and perception is the mind, right? So you have to change it on not just the way you feel, but the way you think as well. So self-love, 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 self-love. Okay, so hopefully that resonated. Okay, so we're going to do pile 3 now. Let's do pile 3. Let me switch this. We're going to do crest. Okay. So pile 3, what came up for this pile? We have crest coming up. Okay, so this is, and this was reversed as well when I pulled it out. So I left it reversed because I feel like there's reasons it came out reversed. So crest in astrology is it's an asteroid, first of all. It's an asteroid that has to do with fertility. It's often connected to the mother, the wife, or marriage, I believe. It's also connected to marriage. I know it's connected to fertility, the wife, the mother. That energy came through really strong when I pulled this. What came through was that nurturing energy. Okay, this is about nurturance. What does a mother do? Nurtures. When we fertilize something, we nurture it, right? When we give the grounds, when we fertilize the earth, we're giving the earth the nutrients it needs. We're nurturing it. That's what came through. And the fact that this is reversed means your energetic block is nurturance. There is a big block right now around nurturing. So we're going to find out some more about this. I'm going to show you guys the cards I pulled for this one, and we'll get into this as well. So we have the Ten of Swords that I pulled. That came out. And then also we have the Seven of Cups. Wait, no, hold on. That's the wrong way. These flipped the wrong way. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't feel right. Okay. Let's try this again. We have the Knight of Pentacles upright. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. That's better. Then we have the Temperance card reversed. That feels a lot better. I'm not pulling from the bottom anymore either. So we have the Eight of Wands. We have the High Priestess reversed. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Star card. We have the Devil reversed. And then we have the Seven of Cups reversed. And all of those came out in one lump again. So, and then at the bottom, as the third card, we had the Six of Wands come out reversed. So first of all, I wanted some more insight into what this crest reversed was, what it is that isn't being nurtured. The card that came out with what isn't being nurtured is mental. Your mental health. So for those of you in pile 3s that chose pile 3, you have a major block with your mental stuff right now. Lots of mental blocks. Blocks. And the reason is because you're not nurturing your mental health. You're not nurturing your mind. And you're kind of neglecting your mental health. So any energetic blocks are caused from your mental health because you have not been paying attention to it. You have not been nurturing it. A lot of you are tired. You're exhausted. You're tired of fighting. You're tired of arguing. You're tired. Like, this dude is on his knees. He looks like he can't fight no more. He's like, I'm finished. You know, if an enemy were to come up to this dude, he'd be done. He'd be toast. He just has no energy left. None. And that's the energy of you guys right now. Mentally, you're just exhausted. You're finished. It's because you've been going. Okay, where is this stemming from? Knight of Pentacles. All this work you've been doing. I feel like for a lot of you, you're doing physical work to avoid the mental stuff. Because as soon as you stop, all this mental stuff that you've got going on in your head hits you. So you're like, go. So I don't have to deal with this because the more busy I am, the less I have to focus on what's going on in my head. But as soon as you stop, some of you might even have issues sleeping at night because your mind doesn't shut off, and that's why. Because you're just not paying attention. So as soon as you stop, boom, it all hits you. As soon as you go to sleep and you try to shut your brain off, boom, it all hits you. As soon as you stop doing anything, as soon as you stop doing anything, it just all hits you. And that's why you're like, go. I'm going to just continue to do something. I'm going to continue to keep myself busy so that I don't have to focus. That's where it's stemming from. It's kind of stemming from doing too much. You're not, you're just doing too much. Okay? You cannot take care of everybody. Some of you, oh, my nose ring's really bugging me. Does anybody else have that issue with nose rings? I get stuck up in my nose. Sorry, and it just feels weird. Okay, so a lot of you are wanting to be saviors to everybody else. You're wanting to make everything better. You're natural healers, and that's okay. But you can't always make everything better. You can't heal somebody who doesn't want to be healed. Don't take the world on, because you can't save the world. You can't. What is happening is because you're so focused on everything else and doing things for everybody else, you're not focusing on yourself. Like I said, you guys are busy running around doing everything for everybody else. And as a result, you're neglecting yourself, which is throwing off your ability to balance things, your ability to integrate things. So Temperance card is, I believe, Sagittarius energy, which has to do with integration, wisdom. So you are having problems integrating things because you are so busy doing other things that you're not focusing on yourself. So again, that's causing issues integrating things. It really is making things worse. Which, because you can't integrate it, that energy just piles up and 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 piles up some more. And now you have an excess of energy and it spirals out of control. Right? The High Priestess reversed. You guys know this. That's the worst part. You guys are aware of this. This, once, I feel like when you guys started ignoring your mental health, it just spiraled into all different levels. It also starts affecting you, not only on on that mental level and that physical level, but it affects you on an energetic level. It affects you on a spiritual level. It's just nasty energy, okay? It affects your ability to think clearly and to focus on things. What you need to be doing is focusing on things. What you need to be doing is clearing your head out, dumping out all this energy. But a lot of you aren't doing that. This is also could be also leading to depression, addictions, being caught up in illusions, hallucinations, being caught up in fantasies, not living in a real world. This is really impacting you guys. So I see, like, it's not just on a physical level that it's impacting you. It's on a mental level. It's on an emotional level. Um, it's on so many different levels. It's crazy. Okay? But it's stemming from the fact that you won't pay attention to it. So what happens with your mental health when you don't pay attention to it? It just gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse, right? That's your big energetic block. Distractions. You're not focusing. Because if you were, you would know that you're mentally exhausted and you need to take a break. But instead of doing that, you're like, no, I'll just keep pushing through because I can. Because if I stop, then all this shit's gonna hit me and I don't want to deal with it. So how do you get through this? How do you deal with this energy? How do you remove this block? You gotta rebalance shit. With the Six of Wands reversed coming up, you need to rebalance this. So I am seeing an excess of mental energy. So you need to release some of that mental energy. I do see you trying to release it a little bit with the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like that is your way of coping. But the problem with the Knight of Pentacles, okay, is that the input isn't equaling the output. this, this is what my guides told me, so this is what I'm going to tell you guys. The input is not equaling the output, meaning you are not putting out energy because the Knight of Pentacles moves so freaking slow. Okay, and air is a faster moving element. So what's happening is energy is coming in faster than it's going out. And you're putting out a little bit of energy, but more energy is coming in faster. Energy is coming in faster than you can put it out. So you're absorbing more energy than you're releasing. You need to find ways to, one, stop absorbing so much energy, to release all the anxiety, to release all the stress, to release everything that is in your mind. When you release everything that is in your mind, all of this energy will go, because that's where all this energy is stemming from. You need to slow down and take care of yourself. Okay, you guys have been really focusing on other people, what to do with other people, what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do, going to work, doing other things, keeping your mind off of it so that you don't have to deal with all this stuff. But all this stuff is weighing on you energetically to the point that you can't function, to the point you cannot function. So you need to start taking care of all this stuff. You need to start sitting with this stuff. You need to start processing this stuff and working through this stuff and releasing it to rebalance it out. Because right now it's so out of balance. I also got mind dump. So for some of you, like with so much that's on your mind, it's good to journal. It's good to write things if you're not into writing, because some people, um, I have siblings that have dyslexia and they cannot sit down and write for the life of them. One, they don't some of the couple my brother has ADHD, although he can write really well. My sister, not so much. So I have siblings that vary. Some like to write, some don't, you know what I mean? My sister has a lot of fire. She's a fire. She's an Aries. So sitting down and writing bores the hell out of her. She typically, she can journal, but she can't do it for long periods of time. So like I said, mind dumping, get it out and do something with it, whether it's through drawing, whether it's through singing, whether it's through um, writing things out, whether it's through even sitting in front of a camera and just vlogging your experiences. You don't necessarily have to post it or do what some people do, but you can just, vlog it. Sit with your phone and a camera and talk, or you can even record it if you want. You don't have to do the video. You can just record the audio and then delete it when you're done. Boom, gone. You don't ever have to think about it again. It's just a way of expressing that energy and getting it out there. But you need to stop. You need to stop avoiding this as well. You need to stop avoiding it. So the Six of Cups or the Six of Wands reversed is like, it's time to face this. You can't run from it. When it's upright, you see how that dude's on the horse moving forward, right? It's reversed. Gotta face it. It's time to sit and face it. Stop avoiding it. That's the other thing. To fix this, you need to stop avoiding it. You need to take care of yourselves. You guys are using this work technique, busy at work, busy with other people, busy, 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 as a way of avoiding dealing with everything that's going on in your head. But what is going on in your head will never stop until you sit and pay attention to it. And as a result, your mental health will continue to suffer until you start to pay attention to it. Not only that, it's going to hurt your intuition because your mind, these two chakras up here, your third eye, your crown chakra, the part that allows you to see what isn't perceivable with the human eye, the crown chakra, the part of you that lets you connect to the divine, to your higher self, to spirit, to God, to whoever the hell you connect with, that's blocked too. You end up storing all this energy up here and it blocks these two chakras, and then you can't see anything. Your intuition gets fucked. Your connection with the divine gets fucked. And then it just, because these two get blocked, then it only allows the energy to travel to your throat chakra. So again, you have to express it out through your throat chakra because you can't pull it up because these two are blocked. And then if your throat chakra ends up with too much energy, that gets blocked, and then it moves down to your heart chakra, and then your heart chakra, and then all your chakras end up slowly becoming blocked if you don't release this energy. So it needs to be released. Okay? It needs to be expressed. It needs to be put out. It needs to be focused on. You need to face it. Okay? Sit with your thoughts, write them out, journal them out, talk them out, share it with somebody, have a discussion about what's on your mind with somebody, vlog it, do whatever the hell you need to do. You know, draw if you're artistic, draw a picture about what's going on in your head. Do something, but you need to get that energy out and express it. Okay? You can't keep distracting yourself from it and running from it because that is not helping you. It's not. It's going to keep you stuck. So that's all I got for you guys. So that concludes the readings for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed them. And let me know if these resonated with you or not. And again, if you would like a private reading with me, my Etsy, the link to my Etsy shop where you can purchase one is down in the comments below this video, as well as in the description to this video. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys all next week for more readings. Bye, guys.